Mark Long. I'm an Associate Professor of Public Affairs and Adjunct Associate Professor of Economics at the University of Washington.
I'm Grant Blume, PhD candidate here at the Evans School of Public Affairs at the University of Washington.
What we're doing in this research is we're looking at the changes in levels of affirmative action between 1992 and 2004. What we mean by levels of affirmative action is the percentage point advantage minority applicants, specifically Black, Hispanic, and Native American applicants, have over otherwise similar non-underrepresented minority applicants. The reason we're looking at this period is this is a time period in which there were some large-scale changes in state policies and some judicial rulings that had effects on some states. So, for example, California, Florida, Texas, and Washington all had statewide bans. The Texas ban was due to the Hopwood decision, and the Hopwood decision was the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals decision, which the Fifth Circuit has jurisdiction over Louisiana and Mississippi as well as Texas. There was also another decision in Georgia that had where the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals had jurisdiction over Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. And so you had a total of 8 states that were affected by one of these policy changes. We see a substantial reduction in the level of affirmative action practiced by colleges in these 8 states. And, interestingly, we don't find any substantive or significant change in the other states aside from these 8 states. There are substantial spillovers of the policies in these 8 states to students in adjacent states. Even though those states weren't directly affected, the students in those states might have been affected because the students in those states lacked selective colleges in their home states.
We also found this was really the first time, to our knowledge, that a nationwide analysis was done. And so there's a wide body of research that we drew from in understanding the policy context of the post-affirmative action environment in these 8 states. But prior to our paper, no study had looked at the nationwide trends in affirmative action practices at universities and how those affect students. And so we not only looked at a nationwide snapshot, but we looked at 2 different periods. In 1992, prior to all these affirmative action changes, and then in 2004, which bookended a number of different changes. One of the challenges that we face in public policy in general is finding out if policies are having an effect or if organizations, public agencies are changing their behavior. And what we find is, in fact, that these statewide bans are changing the way that public universities in particular behave. And so this debate around affirmative action that's raged in the United States for the past 30 years has been politically charged, and there have been a lot of accusations about whether or not sides are complying with the law. And we find that, in fact, it appears to us that states are complying.